Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Tristan Barrocks here, the digital storyteller, and I'm super excited to be with you once again for another episode of Cinecut, where we'll be talking about this lens, and this lens, and this lens, and this lens. Introducing the SLR Magic APO MicroPrime Cine lenses. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Woo! So I know you're wondering, why is Tristan so happy? He seems so giddy. The reason why I am giddy is because I really am excited and enthusiastic to talk about these lenses. They are some of the best lenses I've ever used. But before we go any further, I'd like to thank our sponsor for today's video, and that is SLR Magic. SLR Magic is an international lens manufacturer that's based in China, and they make lenses for micro four thirds sensors, full frame sensors. They have so many different varieties of types of lenses, compact lenses, full cinema lenses, anything you can think of to be able to have tools that will allow you to capture the type of images that you want to capture for either photo or for video. For more information, check them out on their website here or somewhere around here. You can check it out and you'll see the website address below. Now I know what you're thinking.
Oh, Tristan, you're only excited because SLR Magic is the one that is sponsoring this video.
But I want to tell you something, a full disclaimer. This is a full disclaimer. This video, although it's sponsored by SLR Magic, I was actually a fan of SLR Magic before they even partnered with me to create this video. So I actually own not just the 4 lenses in this set that I recently purchased, but I also own 2 more lenses that I purchased on my own a few years ago, and I loved using these lenses. These lenses are fantastic. That being said, I always encourage you to do your own research. Check out multiple videos on YouTube and on other platforms to really make an informed decision on whether or not this particular product will be a great product for you. Now, let me introduce you to my extended family. Here's Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. No, I'm joking.
I love the girl who cares who you like.
I invested in the 4-lens APO MicroPrime Cine kit. And the lenses that are included in this particular kit are the 25mm, the 35mm, the 50mm, and the 85 beautiful millimeter. I feel like these 4 focal lengths cover a broad range of lens choices. So for instance, if I need to go on the wider end, I'll use the 25mm. And then I find that the 50 is really a nice sort of like portrait, kind of medium standard focal distance. And then if I need something more of a side angle shot or a really nice tight beauty shot, then I'll use the 85. The 32mm lens is really a nice focal length as well, but I tend to use the 25mm just because it's slightly wider, and I use a Super 35mm sensor that's found on my Blackmagic Pocket 6K. So one of the key features that these lenses have is a feature that, pardon my French, but I think it's called apochromatic lens coding. And that simply means that when you're shooting in a very high contrast sort of situation, so you're outdoors and maybe you're shooting and there's a really bright sky and then a really dark shaded area, what happens a lot of times is there's color fringing. Because there's such a diversity in terms of the intensity of the bright parts of the image versus the intensity of the dark parts of the image or of the field of view, a lot of lenses don't have the right coding to be able to keep all the colors together in the right capacity or in the right way. So one of the other key features that many people may not know about these lenses are that they have a 43.27mm image circle projection. And what that simply means is that you can use these lenses on a full frame sensor. You can put it on a 8K, red dragon behemoth sensor. You can put it on a very high resolution full frame sensor, and it's going to hold up. Now, one of these lenses come in between $1,650 to about $1,700 Canadian. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's pretty expensive, but when you're considering these lenses in comparison to, let's say, the Canon cinema glass or the Sigma cinema glass or other camera companies that are making these types of lenses, you're looking at maybe $5,000 to $6,000 starting for one lens. So you're looking at maybe $6,000, $8,000, $9,000 for 4 cinema level micro primes that you can carry in a travel bag that are not super heavy. Let's talk a little bit about build quality. Really do feel like SLR Magic has really done a great job at making sure that things don't feel cheap. They feel like an investment. They feel like quality, and I gotta give the kudos back to SLR Magic. They just work, and they work really well. I'm just really happy with the build quality. I mean, I've even, don't tell anybody, but I've dropped it once or twice, and I wasn't super afraid of whether or not I was gonna be able to use these lenses again because they're built so well. Now, I wouldn't advise you to drop them. I'm not telling you to do that, but what I am saying is that you can be sure that when you invest in one of these lenses, that you're investing in quality. The T-stop on all these lenses are 2.1, which is extremely fast and extremely light sensitive. So you don't have to worry about shooting in low light because you can and you will be able to see. Not necessarily totally in the dark, but these are really good in low lights. They respond really well in situations where you may not have the best lighting situations. Let's talk a little bit about focus. These lenses have 150 degree focus throw. So that means from one end to the other, as you can see, there is a really nice smooth focus throw. It's 150 degree focus throw. And when we're talking about sharpness with these lenses, they're sharp. They are super sharp. They are amazingly sharp, very impressive. Not overly sharp. Like some lenses, you pick up and they're super sharp, and most of the time they're sharp because, you know, they're for photography or for landscape or for architecture or whatever else. These lenses have character. They have a certain level of cinematic character to them. You can see how creamy and how smooth and how buttery and how cinematic the image looks. I mean, it's crisp when it needs to be crisp. And then when you want to pull focus, it really allows the focus to lock in on where you want the viewer to look at. Even when you're moving it around handheld, it still keeps a level of stability and a level of cleanness and just overall, just a beautiful image overall, to be honest with you. Now, one of my favorite things about these lenses is that although they are different focal lengths, like for instance, I have the 32 over here millimeter and I have the 50, if you notice, they are the same exact length. They are the same exact length. Now, what does that mean? That means when I start rigging this up, for instance, for commercial shoots, and I set up my camera with some rods, some focus ring rods. So all I have to do is swap out each lens whenever I want to change the focal length, but that won't change my setup. I don't have to adjust my matte box again. I don't have to adjust my follow focus. I don't have to adjust anything at all other than obviously, you know, my lens that I'm switching out. Now, my final thoughts on the APO MicroPrimes by SLR Magic are that they're fantastic. They're well worth taking a look at, investing in. I think that I'm going to have these lenses for a long time. I've already used it on several different commercial shoots in several different situations. They are working flawlessly. I love them. I love them so much. I wish I would have purchased them a long time ago because they would have made my work a lot easier just because of all of the built-in features and also just the way the image renders in these lenses and through these lenses. Now, if you're a person that maybe has a vintage lens collection, or maybe you have a lot of photography lenses, but you're looking to move up or step up in your cinematography and digital storytelling journey, I really would encourage you to check out, you know, SLR Magic's lenses. These lenses are really good. Even if you're not gonna get these lenses, you should definitely check out the other lenses that SLR Magic have because they're fantastic. They really do work well. They're built really well. And for the price, you can get like all 4 of these lenses for under 6 grand, maybe between six grand to 6,500. And you'll be set for a really, really long time. Well, now that you know my thoughts, I would love to know your thoughts. Do you think these lenses are worth it? Do you think they're overrated? Do you think I'm just embellishing it? What are your thoughts? Comment, like, share, and ask me any questions below in the comments section. And until the next time, stay positive, stay creative, and stay blessed. Peace!